So going by the meaning of it, just I'll take 10 to 15 seconds to talk about its meaning, and then we'll talk about its technicalities and its interpretations. I'll present some data to you and let you know how to code the data, how to interpret the data, how to calculate values, etc., etc. uh, Multiple regression, yes, it is a basically a statistical technique that is used to analyze the relationship between dependent variable and multiple independent variables. So here notice one thing is that we should have always multiple independent variables and where we have one dependent variable. So ultimately there are multiple predictors with authors and one dependent variable is there. So going by this example, like how many, just know why would I use why would I go for the online commerce or online using the any e-commerce platforms? So for example Amazon, for example talking Flipkart. So this is the example that I have taken into consideration. So we're talking about yeah, I realized it, and based on certain robust literature background, I realized that online purchase intentions tabhi hoga mera when I will be having a comparison of multiple things at a time. Suppose if I have to take a TV or a mobile phone using those platforms, what I'll try to do is that first of all I'll select the product, and then we'll see its key features which will not be available to me offline till the time I would ask to the shopkeepers to present those things to me. So independently I would be looking at the mobile phone, its RAM, processor, its varied features, and then I would realize that yes, the comparison is one of the factor that will help me to understand or to enforce me to go for buying the online product using these commerce platforms. Because I have taken a one hypothetical situation, so based on that I will be providing data to you, or I'll be letting you know how to analyze it, how to understand it. Now second thing is that customers sitting at his or her luxury and using their mobile phones or maybe certain other technology and seeing that this mobile phone is okay to purchase. So convenience is one of the factor, because sitting at your luxury just know apne room mein baith ke you are realizing it and you just know scrolling it down and understanding and comparing the factors with other products that you intend to purchase. So these two variables that I have taken into considerations that will help us to make online purchase intentions of a product ABC. So comparison and convenience, here we will be talking about, we need to understand, so why I have given this example to you, so where we need to understand independent variable and dependent variable. So in this case comparison and convenience, these two variables are independent variables. Why do we call it as independent variables? Because they are predicting the online purchase intentions of a customer. Like I would be able to compare, I am at ease, so therefore I would have online purchase intentions, which is called as dependent variable. Do you know what do we mean by called as hypothesis and other things?
The assumptions that we build before conducting the research,
Yes, very
executing it.
nice. Yeah, it is actually assumptions. And talking about as a hypothesis in context of regression, how do we categorize it? Means how do we
The
define it? If
definition.
yeah, then you just look at here. If this is we're talking about comparison and we are talking about online purchase intention, in this case, this is hypothesis one, right? So how are we going to hypothesize this thing in literature? This is the model that I have presented to you, but how are we going to present this thing in a literature? So comparison has a positive relationship with online purchase intentions.
There is a like significant impact of comparison on
Okay,
online
online
purchasing
purchasing.
intention.
Very
It
nice.
will be alternate hypothesis, and null hypothesis will be there is no impact.
Yes, and second thing is that convenience, which is our hypothesis too. Hypothesis would mean these are the tentative statements, right? That talks about the convenience has a significant relationship with online purchase intentions, or the term you are using is influence. Like so, this is what which is called as the relationship of comparison with online purchase intention. This is called as this relationship is called as hypothesis one, and vice versa is the case. Because before moving ahead to understand the calculations of regression, we need to understand some of the key terminologies, and I have used it. Those who are those have been used very widely in the research papers. So dependent and independent variables thing must be clear before proceed further. Second is multicollinearity. Multicollinearity is something that देखो, I would be presenting things in a very layman language to you. Uh, Suppose we have independent variable here. This is our independent variable. This is second our independent variable. If these two variables, these two independent variable are highly correlated, that means then there is a case of multicollinearity. Case of presenting high correlations among independent variables talks about multicollinearity. And if you see that if there is a high correlation, that means these two variables must be sharing some common characteristics among each other. And if this is the case, then regression says we should stop and we should diagnose this issue before moving ahead. So it says that multicollinearity should not be there. Fourth one is adjusted R square. So before understanding R square, anyone who can tell me out with the R square, what is your understanding about R square? Let us see here. A comparison we have, you just imagine after studying certain literature, we came to know that the comparison has a significant relationship with online purchase intention, and this is what we are predicting. And once we are predicting, then we would expect that the comparison should have a strong influence over online purchase intentions. This is what we had actually already examined after seeing the literature. So whatever the no, we are predicting online purchase intention and how much it is, ये कितना predict हो पा रहा है, that this is what this has been answered with the help of the R square. So R square is nothing but it is a variance. In a layman language, in a research term that I am using, coefficient of determination. For example, if it is 48%, yeah, 0.48, comparison and convenience has predicted online purchase intentions around 48%. So here we would call it as the variance or the R square, which has been explained by these two independent variable, is called as 48% or called as variance. Now R square के बाद आता है, then we'll talk about the uh, adjusted R square. Now, okay, first of all, understanding this R square, this is called as coefficient of determination, and this is further categorized into two parts. One is standardized one, and another one is unstandardized one. So when we talk about the standardized one, like this standardized coefficient is used when you need to predict the variable. So in this case, we are about to predict that comparison influences or has a significant relationship, or comparison or convenience would predict online purchase intentions. So in this case, we would be having standardized coefficient or standardized beta, like we would present this thing. And if we wanted to compare different regression models, then we would be presenting the unstandardized coefficient. These are nothing but these both two are the part of R square, which is called as variance. Now talking about the adjusted R square says that the variation that comes after introducing your multiple variable. Suppose if this would have been the case, just imagine we will be having one independent variable which is predicting online purchase intentions, and the moment we introduced convenience right here, now we will be looking at the fact that what is the adjusted R square. So now earlier it was R square, now the adjusted R square has also been introduced after introducing the second or third or multiple independent variables. So when there is a case of multiple independent variables, we look after the adjusted R square. Now the term called as residual or error term. So when we talk about the residual or error term, I won't be telling you the definition which has been given by Hare et al. Or some other authors. I'll be talking about the term which has actually has practical implications. Now, for example, the 48% has been predicted by these two variables. So how much it has not been predicted is around 52%. So this is what which is called as the residual or error term. So whatever the variance which is left after predicting the independent variable is called as error term or residual. The next one is degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom, it has different meanings in different contexts. Like in a regression, it will be having different thing. In error terms, it will have a different meaning. In totality, it would have different meaning. So better I'll let you know the moment I'll be presenting the table to you as far as the meaning of degrees of freedom is concerned. Before moving for analysis, let us understand the basic equation of regression or multiple regression. And if I would ask you the what is the basic equation of regression, not multiple regression, how is it? Which is y is equals to alpha plus beta 1 or x1. Means this is our dependent variable, this is our intercept that has been presented, where we have only one independent variable, and one dependent variable, as simple as that. This is the basic equation of regression. But when we talk about multiple dependent variable, like the y is dependent variable, which we will categorize it as online purchase intentions. Talking about the beta is nothing what it is, a partial slope coefficient. Means I will also come to this point, but first of all let me tell you what is x1. X1 is the variable which is called as convenience that we have used right here. X2 is nothing what it is, the comparison that we can do sitting at our home. Similarly, we can have n number of multiple variables. All right, now going back to this slide, when we talk about the beta, we have talked about r square here. Now how much this is expressing, comparison is contributing towards predicting online purchase intention. How much it is contributing? It will vary to 0 to 1, so might be possibility that it is contributing around 6.673. Similarly, convenience might be predicting around 2.3. So in this case, what we can call it as, this is called as the beta, and based on this we will predict that the comparison is having high influence on purchase intentions. This is what we would write after concluding the regression analysis. So comparison जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा predict करता है online purchase intentions को, so that companies should work upon their presenting the information related to the product, and so that customer can compare all those products very easily by sitting at their home. Now we are left with alpha, which is we are talking about the intercept. This says that when all independent variables become zero, जो value एक रह जाती है, means whatever the value which is left when your all independent variables are zero, then this is called as intercept. For example, if we consider this dependent variable as a sales, and these dependent variables as one of advertisement, second is one of marketing, likewise there are so many. So if advertisement and marketings are not there, तब भी तो कोई ना कोई सेल हो रहा है, देयर आफ्टर पीपल आर परचेजिंग इट, एंड जो भी उसमें सेल हो रहा है जिसकी वजह से हो रहा है उसको हम अल्फा या इंटरसेप्ट कहेंगे. So ये एक बेसिक इक्वेशन है एज फार एज द रिग्रेशन इज कंसर्न.